Okay, so first of all, Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach, Rabbi.
Sameach. And I chose a topic that maybe will make you Sameach. Maybe not, I don't know. I hope so. The topic of tonight is my spouse annoying me. Oh. Now you can drink. Okay? So, imagine you have a spouse that getting on your nerves. He always forget to close the doors of the closets in the kitchen. When he making a sandwich with the cheese, he doesn't put the cover on top. He can throw the dirty knife that he have into a sink which you just finished to clean. And you're saying to yourself, I've had it already. To go after him like his mother, to collect whatever he is leaving behind him. Why he cannot fix the bed in the morning? Why do I have to do it for him? No matter how many times I remind him to pay the telephone bill, I will tell him to bring my glasses from the store. He'll forget. Or if I'll tell him to bring few things from the grocery store, he will forget. So you feel already like a broken record. I'm so annoyed with this husband or with this wife. So I'd rather do it by myself already. And I'm asking myself, why? Why? Why cannot be more neat? What's the problem to take off your clothing and put it in the place? Why every piece of clothing have to be all over the room? And I didn't tell you yet what's going on in the bathroom. When he is using the bathroom, he leaves the cover of the toilet seat always up because he thinks he's the only one in the house. Maybe I'm coming after him. Why can't he put it down? You know, he doesn't think about other people. And you're reminding yourself the bar mitzvah of Mr. Goldman and the wedding of Meir. When did he let you know that we have to go? 15 minutes before the reception. 15 minutes, say, ooh, you know, I forgot. Tonight is the bar mitzvah. When is it? The reception is 7:30. It's 7:15. I didn't get a shower yet. I didn't know what to prepare to dress. Why are you telling me now? Why couldn't you tell it to me in the morning? And she's telling him, or he's telling her, what's the problem to write it on the calendar that is on, it's in the kitchen? Write down, for crying out loud. And you have the most sophisticated telephone or tablet. Why you don't leave a reminder? What's the matter with you? Are you retarded? What's the matter with you? Wait a minute, I'm not done yet. I didn't finish yet. The list is long. Why always he has to wait to the last minute to pay bills? And we always get penalties. What is he waiting for? So that he should disconnect our telephone? Or maybe the electricity? In a short words, very annoying. And I'm already just about to blow up. Sounds familiar?
Yes, Rabbi.
Yes.
No, Baruch Hashem.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, you're lucky.
I really am.
Count your blessings.
No.
okay. I think it sounds very familiar. Okay. Now, how can we turn all these things upside down? Instead of looking at this at a negative way, maybe you have an idea how to turn it into a positive. Anybody have idea? Nobody have an
Positive?
idea?
Yes,
Huh?
I do. Rabbi, I do. I was just told this story on Sukkot by another rabbi. So it doesn't matter how long you wait or how much you ask. If it's done like that one time, great.
Okay. Anybody else?
Haram, I believe this is Muslim baseline. Like, I think this is part of the character. This is the way they are. It's, I don't know. It's there, but we should not get hurt. And these are not the important things to get hurt about. At least this is how I feel.
Okay.
Because it's not intentional. It's not, this is how a man is. This is how you see it.
Okay. I hear what you're saying. Let's see. We all have complaints, one toward the other, about habits that makes me very annoying in any aspect. I don't know why, where it's coming from. We're all living under the impression that my spouse have to adjust himself and as fast as he can to what I'm accustomed to. About what? I like things to be in order. I like everything to be neat and clean. how to deal with money, how to pay bills. In most cases, we feel that our way is the right one and the only one, and my spouse needs construction and fixing a little bit because he's not up to par. I'm up to par, yes. Now, if this is your approach, what do you say about this approach?
Wrong.
Why it's wrong?
Because always we not try to help him to, grow together, like to fix himself. You're only doing pach, pach, pach.
And more than that, who said that what he or she is saying, that's the correct way?
That's the first problem, Rabbi.
Who said? Sometimes people are over neat, over clean. They have obsessions. So it means that I have to adjust to obsessions. That's what it means. So as such an approach that my way is the right way and yours is the wrong one and you need to work on yourself is not productive, not at all. And the proof is, how many couples do I know, and I don't know how many you know, they living in the same house, angry at each other, disappointed at each other, and no success to change your spouse. How many people like that do you know? Why are you so quiet?
Numerous amounts of people like that.
Numerous amounts. So it's pleasant to live like that.
God forbid.
What we gonna do? How are we gonna change it? Do you have any idea?
Communication.
Okay. I'm talking about to change the attitude. Before we start to communicate, there is an attitude that we have to change.
Be a mirror reflection of the other person.
The what? What?
Like, be a mirror of the other person. However the other person is talking or treating you, you just do the same.
Okay. Let me say something to change the attitude. You know, attitude, it's something that can make you or can break you to pieces. And to change attitude, it's not so simple. To change a negative person to be positive, it takes work. So let me tell you a story, a Hasidic story. Amazing one. And pay attention how you're changing attitude. It's a very interesting way of changing attitude, because it's a different angle that we used to. And hopefully it will change our approach to the relationship between the husband and the wife, and our behavior or the approach to my spouse lacking of things that I want her to do for me or I want him to do for me. We're going back to Europe. We're going to Poland. There is a shidduch that a shadchan offered two families. In the old days, the family of the girl, they used to go, or the family of the boys, they used to come to the house of the girl with the boy. And the parents of the girl saw what they saw. And now the father wants to speak to his daughter about the shidduch. And he's starting to describe the chatan. And he's saying to the daughter, the boy had many, many, many advantages. He's a reshamayim. He has a very good midot. Very, very noach labriot, mean very pleasant to people. He is not only love chesed, he is chasing after chesed. He is neat, organized. He has whatever every woman will want to have in the husband. Okay. But the father left one thing out. He didn't want to say it to his girl. When they met, she almost fainted. She wanted to leave on the spot. Why? Because the boy was limping on one leg, meaning he is a handicap in one leg. And she wanted to go home. Very upset. Right away, he saw what's going on and listened to what he told her. He told her in a very soft voice, he says, I cannot force you to marry me, chas v'shalom. But I'm asking you, please, before you leave, at least give me the courtesy to tell you something, just listen to what I have to say. And after what I'll say what I say, it's your decision, and every decision that you're going to make, I will respect very much. So she wiped her tears. And she sat down and she listened. And listened to what he said. He told her, do you know? 40 days before even we were created, in the Shamayim already they announced that you are going to be my second half. And they told me that your second half have a decree on her. What's the decree? I asked. And he said she has to be part of the tikkun that she is coming. She has to be born a handicap in one leg. I couldn't take it. I felt so bad for you. And I was pleading and begging the Beit Din after, give me the decree. I'm ready to be handicapped. Don't do it to her. After all, she is a woman. She meant to be one. Nobody will take her. Now you understand now? Now you can decide whatever you want. What do you think that the decision was?
How did he know this?
How do you know that this is true? Maybe it's something that was said to kind of catch her in the moment.
Everybody knows that 40 days, that's a Gemara.
Yeah, but anybody could be a smart guy and tell his wife that, oh, something in his benefit that, make that story up to her.
Either you will have it, either she will have it.
So all the disabilities were supposed to be given to one or the other?
Yes.
Wow.
She accepted and she married.
For sure. For sure. And they living happy. Because now she understood that he accepted upon himself what actually was meant to be for her. What does it say to us? What this one have to do with us? I have my problems. Who cares about stories now? Right? A person, when he hears such a story, he says, what do I care? I have my problems now. Me, her. I have to live with this every day. Try to think for a second on a habit or on something that your spouse missing. The worst one, that you cannot deal with this. Now imagine that this was meant to be for you. And our spouse, because he was with loyalty and he cared for us, he took it. upon it. Meaning all the clumsiness and the forgetfulness and no neat, not organized, everything. It actually was meant to be for you. He accepted it. Are you going to get upset now?
No, not going to say a word. Not going to say a word. Because you're also not going to focus on it anymore.
That's it.
God willing.
Either way, all the anger will disappear. Not only that, all of a sudden, instead of anger, coming appreciation. And you looking at the spouse as a hero. And you have now the wish to make him feel good. Why? Because actually he took all the garbage off your back. Meaning, everything that my spouse missing, for me, it's a benefit. Why? Because it's meant to be for me. Can we think like that?
Now we can.
Okay. Let me get off topic a little bit, and I think it's belong to the same thing. When you going to the house of people who just lost a relative, and you're trying to comfort them, what can you say?
Really nothing.
What can you say? Well, no matter what you're going to say, the person is not coming back. So what are you trying to say? What are you trying to comfort? What can you say? There is a very interesting Rashi. How do we call comfort in Hebrew?
Menucha.
No.
Comfort.
נחמה?
נוחות.
Nechama. The name Nechama came from that. We're
It's
going
not
to...
נוכחות?
No, מה פתאום? We're going to be Menachem Avelim. Nechama. Comfort. Nechama is comfort. How can I comfort you? What is it going to help? For crying out loud.
Just being there and being quiet to let them talk it out.
Can't hear you. Anyway, Rashi, by the end of Parashat Bereshit, when Hashem saw how the world looks, as if not for Noah, I will destroy the whole world. And the word Nechama over there, Ki nichamti ki asitim, Rashi explains something very deep. Rashi saying, Nechama, what does it mean? It's not a comfort. It's a mistake. Rashi writes, Machshava acheret. Change your attitude, change your thought. The person did not die now. The person now started to live. Now is the real life. Here was the fake life. So why are you so upset? When somebody changed the attitude like that, he will not sit there for and say, oh, why, how did it happen, what happened? He or she went to the best place. Now she started to live a real life, eternity life.
That's for the tzaddikim, no?
For everybody.
Not everybody has the same outcome.
Okay? But after if he finish what he has to finish, then he will get there. Now, with this kind of an attitude, you can get healed very fast. It's changing your thoughts, Bichlal. It's changing the approach. Otherwise, why are we saying, Tov Shem Mishem Tov, V'yom HaMavet V'yom Ivaldo? What does it mean? Who knows what it means? The Hebrew speakers, no? Let's see how good you are.
A better name is better than a good oil, and the day of death is better than a day of birth.
Very good. Very good. So if the day of the death is better than the day that you're born, why everybody is crying? And why when you're born, everybody is so happy? We're saying it's the opposite. A good name is better than the best thing in this world. B'yom HaMavet, and the day of death, from the day that you are born. No? If this is the truth, why don't we bring a band into the funeral home and make a party? And when a child is born, you sit on the floor.
Because people are worried about themselves, Rabbi.
Actually, that's what it should be done. But since we're living with Olam, what does it mean, a word Olam?
World.
A world, okay, world. But what does it mean in Hebrew, Olam?
Nistar.
Ne'elam. We don't know. We don't know where we came from, where we're heading to. So that's why whatever we see, whatever. So our understanding is very poor, very poor. When our sages are saying something, it's very serious because they know what they're saying. Same thing when you're getting married. and I'll get to it. I just want to change the attitude tonight. It will make you happy. It's not a secret that in the Western world, that called the modern world, that today I call it the Bolshevik world, okay? The communism, that instead of communism, they decided to call it progressive one, liberal one. And they have nice names for everything over here. Marriage life is a disaster. According to the results that we have, from every 2 couples that will marry tonight, one of them for sure will get a divorce. And the other couple, most likely. This is the statistics that we have. So from the 2, one for sure. The second one will hardly survive, if he will survive. Why is it? What's the reason? After 6 months that I'm talking to you, what's the reason?
Because we want the other person to change and we don't want to change, and we want what we want. We don't sacrifice.
Lack of communication, lack of understanding.
Lack of communication. Yeah.
You forgot what I told you.
Rabbi, lack of 7 years of learning.
Okay. When we coming to get married, what is in our mind?
We're going to change the other person.
What the other person will do for us, not what I will do for the other person.
Here we go. Here we go. That's it.
What am I going to get out of it?
Exactly. Very good. I have to worry what I'm going to get over here. My ambition will be what? To have an easy life. Welcome to America. Enjoyable life. And whatever will stand on my way, I have to push it aside. This kind of partnership, what do you think will happen to this?
Going to self-destruct.
From when?
From when? Immediately.
It's not built on a solid base, Rabbi.
Why?
Because the ideology of the whole getting into the marriage, as you said, is wrong.
Not only that. I'll tell you where we're lacking in mamash with kids, not even good for the nursery yet. I'll tell you why. To take 2 people totally different from each other. Physically, emotionally, the way that they grew up, each one in a different home. She looks at life in a different way. He looks at life in a different way. What chances do they have to get to understanding without spitting blood and sweat? Do they have a chance? Do they have a chance?
No. No.
It's not even a child. It's so off track. You think we'll marry, we'll take few picture, we'll go to honeymoon and this and that, and we're gonna live happily ever after. It's not even good for a movie. Not even there. The Jewish way of thinking is totally different. Marriage life is a laboratory. In your house, okay, you're a resident now, you're becoming a resident in the laboratory. How to fix yourself up. You. Tikkun Amidot. Fix your character. We're taking a husband and a wife to be, and we're telling them one word: invest. Investment is not enjoyable. Investment, you have to put an effort. You're not going to invest, you're going to wind up with the get, in a good case. Meaning your spouse has to be I have to be expert in order to deal with my spouse. Now I'm doing a residency. Meaning you coming there, what is my obligation? What can I give? The more you invest, the more you will learn your spouse, what he likes, what she doesn't like, what's bothering him, what not bothering, what makes him happy, what not makes him happy. Then we can talk. Over here comes the communication. Because I really want to do good to you. Talk to me. What else I can do for you? Forget about me. And she have to think the same way. What can I do for this guy? I want to do. So I have to find out what he likes, what he doesn't like. Now, when each one thinking about the other one, how the marriage life looks.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
And that is what Hashem wants.
It's what we want too. We don't know how to do it. I don't think there's one same person that wants the opposite.
No. And with the communication, then we're going to have a harmony. And we're going to care for each other. I'm not going to step on your toes, and you're not going to step on my toes. We know what I don't like, and I know what you don't like. And with the years, it goes higher and higher and higher. Mamash, you're becoming like a hand getting into a glove. But it takes years. It takes effort. It takes attitude. Why do I come here for? Why? What do I need this lady for? What do I need this husband for? To use him? Just to say that I got married? What's the purpose? My spouse is not responsible of my happiness. I'm responsible for her happiness. You understood what I said?
Crystal clear, Rabbi.
What did I say?
My job is to make sure that her happiness is what I need to do. I have to worry about her happiness, and she needs to worry about my happiness.
Exactly. Exactly.
Rav,
Yes.
I remember you said a few years ago, to be a leader, you have to give. And I applied that to my marriage and my whole family, to be a leader in my family, leader to my friends, to my parents, to my children. So you have to give and give and give.
When you're a leader, that's what you are. Why Hashem gave us a spouse? What for? That we're going to use him? That he should be an ATM and she should be a waiter and a cook? Oh, what's the purpose? What do Hashem want? We have to ask ourselves. What Hashem wants from us? Hashem gave us a spouse just to give. Hashem created us because He wants to give us. We have to be busy with Him or with her. And our sages knew what they're saying. They knew, and they said, only the giving, that endless giving, that's the only thing that brings love to the couple. All the movies and the letters, I love you, scrap it. Throw it to the garbage. It's a lie. It's false. It's not correct. It's not correct, not at all. Because when I give, the other one also wants to give. Nobody wants to stay behind unless you married someone that want to take advantage of you. Then we have a problem.
That's also good. You're going to go straight to Gan Eden, no?
Okay. But to this one, I'll say, I have to do what I have to do. What my spouse wants to do, his or her problem. There is always, you have to understand, don't lower your standards. Now, all this is very nice. But what to do when my husband leaves the cheese with no cover? And Rabbi Haimoff is not there. The stories are not there. And we forget it. Why did you leave the cheese open? How many times I have to tell you? Op, op, op. So, betachles, what we going to do? What's the tachles over here? What we going to do with the knife in the sink that just a minute ago I finished to clean? Bingo, it threw a stone. It threw a knife there. At least clean the knife and put it back. He thought, he said, okay, she will take care of it. So I'm going to give you 10 lines that will help you a lot. I see that Mrs. Brown, she's here. Mrs. Brown?
Yes, I'm right here.
You're right here, right?
Yes. Yep, taking notes.
Very good. Tonight, you're very important tonight.
Thank you.
You're always important, but now it's extra important.
Thank you.
And it's good for all of us. Number one, what you're going to talk to yourself all the time. This is my spouse. As we say in Yiddish, this is my bashert. He has good qualities, and he has few things that he's missing, like anybody else. Does he do it on purpose? I'm asking you now. Is your husband doing things on purpose?
No.
Is your wife doing things on purpose?
No.
If yes, we have to throw him outside because we're not going to deal with Rashaim. Whoever doing things on purpose is Rasha. And that's what I'm saying to everybody in my office. After I hear them for at least half an hour non-stop, I keep quiet for half an hour, and sometimes I keep quiet for an hour. I say, whatever you said, I'm very sympathizing with you. I have empathy toward you. Tell me one thing, I have a question. Is your husband doing it on purpose?
No.
She said no.
No.
So what do you want? Why are you so critic? Why? He doesn't know better than this. Okay, so send him to learn. Instead of him sitting next to you, telling you all day long, mutzile, putzile, send him to learn, and he will change. He doesn't know. What can he do? Number two.
Daddy John, you cut that in half. Hello, that doesn't go inside.
Number two.
I mean, I only need one.
No. What you do is this. You take a plate,
David.
cut it in half, then you have... inside this.
Mute yourself, please.
Heat up the oven.
Why I'm not able to mute you guys. Okay. Anyway. Number two. I'm not going to change him when I'm criticizing him. Did you change once someone through criticism?
No.
Nope.
When we're going to talk, delicately, I will tell him to remind him, to ask him. And also, if he will forget, I will not be upset at him. Because what? He's not doing it intentionally. He got used to this.
Hold up.
Once again, when I finish, I'll let you say whatever you want. Number 3. Can't you say thank you for the chance that you're giving me to work on my midah of savlanut, patient? When was the last time you took a book and you worked on your patient? When was it? So Hashem send you a wife or a husband, so she will work on the character without a book.
Sometimes they work on your nerves.
It's part of savlanut. Because your muscle is not
strong enough,
not built yet. Because it's something spiritual. To be patient is spiritual, is not something material. Number 4, you can say to yourself, after all, okay, he forgot to cover the cheese. So you take the cover of the cheese and go, how? Why the whole world have to shake now? Is it pikuach nefesh? Is it pikuach nefesh?
No.
So why you make such a balagan, no?
Well, there's one thing that's going to be wrong, though. You could do it, yeah, it's no problem, but then the person turns into a habit, and then you're cleaning up after a person like another child.
Slowly, when we're talking, you tell them, I hope that one day you're going to be able to cover the cheese.
That's not constructive criticism, or is that criticism or constructive?
I hope, I hope. I don't say, you retarded, you this, you that. How many times I have to tell you, I hope that one day, Bezrat Hashem, before the Mashiach will come, you're going to be able to cover the cheese. Bezrat Hashem.
Rabbi Haimoff.
Yes.
Is it possible to use a more serious example? Because I think, I'm not talking for old ladies, but I think a lot of ladies, this is not like their worst problem. Can we use like something that's like really serious, not just like forgetting to cover the cheese? That's when a person has to work on his midot. The cheese, you can cover it and,
It's bothering you.
So
why?
Can I give an example of that? Something really happened?
One second. Why when a man opening up the door of the fridge, who is there after 10 seconds?
The wife.
His wife. Why the door is open?
Maybe she hides gold in there.
And it can lead to a big fight.
I don't know. These things don't bother me. I don't know.
Okay, but again,
This is not serious. This is not going to cause a problem. I don't know. This is not serious. I'm talking about real issues between a husband and wife. Not little things like you forgot to pick up the towel. These things you get.
Can I give a real issue that happened one year that turned into an argument?
Okay,
Can I say
okay,
something? Can I say something?
We're able to resolve it.
Can I say
think-
something?
Yeah.
The little things, you are correct. There's bigger to address. However, these little things that you ask every day, every day, like, don't throw your socks here. We have a hamper. Don't, put the keys where they're supposed to be. The dog's collar belong here. We can't find it the next morning. We can't start morning normally. You ask that every day. So these are little things, but they eat at your day and your mood. So what Rabbi is saying, these little things, is true. Maybe to you, they're not a big deal. You thank God you have a different story. But these little things on both sides. A woman does things that bother the man, and so does the man does that bother the woman. Little things.
you know what can take your house down? Termites. How big they are? How big are the termites?
Tiny. Very tiny. Small.
They're gonna put your house down. Again, small things create big things. Some people getting annoyed. They're getting annoyed with this. You sit in my office for 1 week. Everything looks to me so childish. So, what are you talking about? But I see I have to show empathy. I see that a wife or the husband are very disturbed with this. So we don't have to look for big stuff. So as long as it's not a pikuach nefesh, we don't have to make such a balagan. Number 5. I also am not such an angel. Maybe also I have few things that are annoying my husband as well. And I'm hoping that my spouse will live with this with peace, He'll get used to it. And he'll accept me the way I am. Did you hear this once? How many times did you hear it? Why can't you accept me the way I am? Did you hear it once?
Yeah.
Yes.
Too many times. Too many times.
You say you can't make a crooked tree straight.
But it's not a Jewish thing. We're supposed to change.
Of course not. To accept you now, yes, I will. But you have to work on yourself.
They always bring that stupid tree example.
No, what they're saying, when you're old, it's very difficult to change. That's correct. That's correct.
You don't want to change when you're older. You should get it together.
Number 6. If I have a topic that very much take me out from my happiness and my calmness, I'm getting crazy. Example, my husband is used to pay the bills the last moment, or he gets penalty and this, instead of going to fight with him. Everything else, he said, So you come next time when it's time to talk and says, maybe you let me pay the bills. I'll get the burden off your back. And you pay on time. Shalom Israel. But don't say, you like Biden, you have forgetting, let me do it. You say, I see that you're overwhelmed with work. Too much.
But wouldn't this be a case of where you're basically like taking a lot of things and doing it yourself?
No. What?
Like, let's say a wife sees that her husband isn't doing things like, let's say, like you said, like, in an appropriate way, or something's a problem, or maybe not the way she wants it, and then she'll be like, it's okay, like, I'll do it myself. Wouldn't be a case like of her constantly taking things upon herself to do it herself? You know what I mean? Like, things that he could have taken care of, but because he's doing a half-assed job, then she's just doing it for him.
Okay. Now, it's better, you see, if it's something big, like Lydia says, big, so then I cannot.
Right.
But if it's something small, okay. Let's say he likes to put his jacket right in the living room. He doesn't know what does it mean to put a jacket in the closet. So you can fight with him, annoyed, and the whole house is going upside down, and the kids see for one jacket. Is it worth it?
No.
For sure not, but what if it becomes a lot of little things? You get what I'm saying? Like, then it becomes like a whole long list of little things that you're taking care of, just because you're trying to avoid any arguments, and you see that it's like talking to a wall sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, they're not getting it, but then it's a lot of little things in addition to all the other things that you take care of. That's what basically is my question. Not the one or two, but like it becomes a list of like 6.
My question is he doing it intentionally?
Even if he's not doing it intentionally.
So.
But again, as I'm trying to explain, the wife, let's say, or the husband, doesn't matter, either one, is extremely busy already with the 100,000,001 things that they're taking care of. Fine, so they're taking care of the 1 or 2, 3 little things that they feel like bother them about the husband or the wife. But then what if it just continuously becomes, is it at a point where the spouse is just being too picky? You know what I mean? Is it, or is it that the other spouse is like, just careless. Not very careless, not paying attention too much? You know what I mean? Like, what if it becomes like a long list of, so, the shoes are not in the place where they should be, and the jacket is here, and this little thing bothers, and this little thing bothers. You know what I mean?
I know what it means, yes.
I'm just wondering, like, if that person that's bothered, is that person that is bothered already just a nitpicker?
You see, you're talking like he's doing it on purpose.
Probably not. That's already a whole different.
It's like it's becoming a habit.
That's the habit that he have already when he got married.
Right, like maybe even they coming from home, like from their parents' house. Like, this is something that was normal, and the wife or the husband is just not okay with it, so they do it themselves. And then they're not A, they do themselves, B, they do themselves, C, they do themselves, and just like it just adds and adds, and then you have the kids to do it for them.
Is it worth it for something like that to shake the whole house?
I don't feel like it's worth it, but at what point is the spouse already supposed to be like, okay, I have a lot on my plate also?
So how long it takes you to cover the cheese?
So, you see, but okay, so 30 seconds to cover the cheese, 40 seconds to do this, Baruch Hashem, we're leading very long.
Rabbi, before you Before you started the topic, you should explain to the woman what Eshet Chayal Miyam Tov means.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go to that route. Okay, hold on. I have something. So,
One second. Okay, I have 3 more things, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Now number 6. What time is it now?
10:19.
Okay, so I
I think it's number 7, Rabbi.
I will leave this for tomorrow. Okay, I want to discuss it even further because what I hear that sometimes small things that we saying that is not important and behemet is not important is devastating the whole house. So somehow, somewhere we have to change the attitude. The one who have to deal with that have to change the attitude. And the other one have to come to learn. That's the deal. But to call for World War III, no. Not kedai. And tomorrow I'll tell you why not.
Well, I had a question from before.
Yeah.
I think it was number 2, right? When you were saying about like, let's say you're not gonna change a person, like when you criticize and you could delicately like remind someone, right?
Yes.
How many times would it be appropriate to remind something? And then like at what point do you feel like it's too much? Or is there not like a number and you just judge off the person? You basically see like, am I being too much, or you know what I mean?
Okay, so I'll tell you where we at. I'm talking about a person that still is not there, that he cares for what's bothering you. Okay? Over there, we're lacking. The question is, why is he lacking? Because behemet he doesn't care for you? Or he has it in his system that is not the end of the world? So when he comes to talk to me, or when he comes to my classes, I will tell him, you're not going to be able to love your wife, no matter what you're going to do. Because you're not thinking about her enough, about the small things that will bother her. Then he will start to think, that actually it will damage him as well. Things have to be done in a very, to shoot from the hip is not a solution. To criticize them is not a solution. To show anger is not a solution. We'll continue tomorrow, Bezrat Hashem. We have a lot to talk about.
Thank you, Kavod Rav.
Have a good night,
Thank you,
everybody.
Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Good night.
Bye, Rabbi.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Mag Sameach to all of you.
Bye. Thank you.
Sameach.
Hag Sameach, everyone.
See you 7 o'clock.
Samaya, thank you.
See you in the morning.
Ari,
Adi's not available.
Rachamin, give the
Why are you talking
link
Adi not
to the
available?
Benny.
Adi's right here.
I'm
Adi's
right here.
here.
What's up?
Yes.
What happened? Benny is there. Give him a link. Benny, next to you was sitting. Yeah, Benny John, Baba. Get the link and come every night.
Hey, Ruben, how are ya?
Baruch Hashem, how you doing?
چطور داداش؟ چرا خوبه؟
خدا را شکر. خوبی؟ تاریک اینجا نمیبینمت.
I don't see you. You see me?
Ruben, open
آره
up.
آره.
Ruben, open up your video. Hello, put some light on. I see him. He's right there. Put your lights on. This guy
From
is...
somebody's house. Over there they do something.
There is no light. It's somebody's house.
لینک ها بگی شبا بیا.
Bezrat Hashem, I'll come.
You guys enjoy بزن.
Bezrat Hashem.
چطوری بابا؟
بارخ هشم خوبید خدا رو شکر.
خوبی سلامتی؟
بارخ هشم سلامت شکر.
چه خبر؟
سلامتی.
من عاشق وقتی حرف میزنی من عاشق حرف زدنتم. خیلی بامزه است. خیلی بامزه.
سلام علیکم. Thank you.
Mr. Niklavish, Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
All the best, guys. Chag Sameach.
David.
Yes, David John.
خوبی؟
خدا رو شکر. How are you? Everything okay?
آره باروخ هشم چطوری؟
Thank God. Miss you guys.
Miss you too.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? How you doing?
خوب هستی؟
Thank you.
بریم
Shana Tova, Chag Sameach to everyone.
Chag Sameach.
Thank you. Okay, I gotta go. Talk to you guys later.
Okay. Have a good night, everybody.
I don't remember.
Good night, everybody. Time to go to bed. Bye. Look, now everybody. Bye. Love until tomorrow.
I see you tomorrow.